Today we are going to do a close read of the story The Pinching Man. Our goal for this whole week is students will be able to make inferences about the character of the pinching man by reading the text and analyzing evidence. A reminder, an inference is an educated guess based on strong text evidence. So we're going to see, what does the text say? And how can I read between the lines to figure out what is really going on? When we do a close read, so we've done many close reads this year, we always read 3 times. Our first read is a read to understand. Our second read is looking closer at details. And our third read is our deep analysis, where we're answering big questions. Our goal for this read, our first read, is we are going to identify the characters in the story. Our goal is to understand the plot, so more or less the gist, what is happening. And our goal is to reflect on our first impression. What did we think? Before we start, we are going to make a prediction. So we are about to read a story about a boy who grows up in a small village in Kenya, which is a country in Africa. In this village, the boy runs into a man known as the Pinching Man. All right, so before we start, let's go back to our checkpoint 9. Again, this is under Distance Learning 2. So go back, checkpoint 9, and you should see resources for everyone. You are going to click on the link for your class period. So if you are in period 1, click period 1 discussion board. If you are in period 2, click period 2 discussion board, and so on. When you click that link, you are going to get to a page that looks like this. It's called a Padlet. And this is the question you're going to answer. What do you predict the Pinching Man is like? Why do you think he is called that? So we're going to click anywhere on this page. You might see other posts already here. You're going to write your name. So I'll write Miss Mintz. And you're going to answer this question right here. I predict the Pinching Man is, and write whatever you think. All right. So we're going to pause here for a second. I want you guys to pause your video, and go ahead and make your prediction on this discussion board. Once you have made your prediction, it's time for us to read the text all together. So go back to your checkpoint, click on checkpoint 9, and scroll down to where it says read aloud and questions. As we read, we're going to stop and answer questions as we go. The Pinching Man, from Facing the Lion, by Joseph Lemasole Lekutan. Some people might say our society is primitive, but I think it is the best, fairest system that I know. Our system is based not only on the family, but also on the village itself. No one goes hungry. We take care of each other. We watch out for one another. Children respect their elders. If children do wrong, any adult can correct them. That means everyone in the village is equal. All right, so we're going to stop, think, and write. What are we learning so far about life in this village? So pause this video, go to your summit page, and write the answer in the yellow box. In almost every village, there is a disciplinarian called the Pinching Man. He punishes disobedient kids by pinching them. He pinches you really hard on the legs, and let me tell you, once you are pinched, you remember it. Parents who want their children to obey will tell them, if I don't behave, I will call the Pinching Man. That usually does the trick. Kids are so scared of the pinching man. The pinching man in every village is a scary person. Sometimes he has long, pointy fingernails or hairs on his face. He chews tobacco and looks mean. Our pinching man was the worst one of all. You never wanted to be on his bad side because then he would watch for you and he would tell the pinching men in the other villages to watch for you too. And parents rarely protect their kids from the pinching man because that is how discipline is enforced in the community. A rule I often broke was the one against going to the other villages by myself. We nomads lived in an area with dangerous animals and poisonous snakes. Our villages are usually miles apart from each other, 2, 3, 4. So kids are not encouraged to go to other villages to play. It is simply too dangerous. But I always like to play with friends in the different villages. All right, so we're gonna stop, think, and write. Why aren't kids allowed to visit the other villages by themselves? So pause the video, go to your summit page, and fill out this yellow box. One day, when I was little, about 6 or 7 years old, I was sent out with the calves as usual, but I told one of my friends, "Watch my cows for me a little while, because I want to go play with one of my friends in the next village." I always returned the favor by taking care of other kids' calves if they wanted to go somewhere. The village I wanted to visit that day was 2 or 3 miles away. A narrow, winding path through the woods led me there. I took off running, but I had not gone very far when I turned a corner in the path and came face to face with the pinching man. As soon as he saw me, he crouched down and put out his hands toward me. His fingernails were long and dirty and sharp. Tobacco juice was dripping from the hair on his chin. He was waving his hands, ready to pinch. When the pinching man gets you like that, you cannot run away because he will not remember you. Because he will remember you. The next time he sees you, he will grab you when you are not looking and pinch you even harder. So again, we're going to stop, think, and write. So why can't kids run away from the pinching man if they get caught breaking the rules? So pause the screen, go to your summit page, and write in the yellow box. Where are you going? I had to think fast. My mother asked me to get some sugar for tea at the next village, also some tea leaves if they have them, I said. This time of day? I said, "Oh, yes, yes, she wants sugar right away, and she told me to run." He looked at me and said, "Well, I was just going to your house, so I will ask her." "Fine," I said. And I walked past him, but as soon as he couldn't see me anymore, I left the path and cut through the woods as fast as I could to get to my mother's hut before he did. I didn't care if elephants or rhinos killed me. I was more scared of him than any wild animal. When I got home, I told my mother the truth, the whole story. "Mom, I made a mistake today. I left my cows with the other kids, and the pinching man caught me. Mom, I wanted to play with my friends so much. I haven't seen them in such a long time. I really had to do something with him. Nothing bad was going to happen." My mom was shocked. "You left our cows with someone else? What kind of a son are you?" "Please, Mom, only protect me today. I will never do it again. This is the only time I'll ask you to protect me from the pinching man. Please, Mom. When he comes, just tell him you sent me to go get sugar." "Go," she said, and I took off to look after my cows. Stop, think, and write. Why does the narrator ask his mom to tell the pinching man that she sent him to get sugar? All right, so pause this video, On your Summit page, write your answer in the yellow box. Why do you think that the boy wanted the mom to say she sent him to get sugar? Sure enough, a little while later, the pinching man showed up at our hut. Hey, Lekutan, are you home? He called. Yes. Can I have some tea? Yes, I am just cooking some. Come in and rest. While sipping his tea, he said, Oh, by the way, I just saw your son on the path leaving the village. Oh, yes, I sent him to the next village for sugar. My mom loves me so much. She supported me. That was it. But if I hadn't told my mom, I would have been in trouble twice with the pinching man and with her. All right, so the last thing you're going to do today during your first read is a quick reflection. You're going to write your reaction to the story. Did you like it? Why or why not? What surprised you? What connections can you make? So any initial thought you had after reading this story, whatever comes to mind, you're going to write it in this yellow box. And when you are done, you can go ahead and request feedback for this checkpoint.